Okay, here's the audience, and then here's the rest. Okay, we go. Okay. You're standing in front of a crowd. You lose all the words you're trying to say, and you completely forgot your entire speech. Public speaking is a fear that almost everyone has, and everyone comes across at least once in their lifetime. And I believe that one of the things that you could do to prevent this is practice, whether it's talking to your friends or talking to friends and family. I've personally even come across a very nightmarish public speaking phase of where I signed up for a talent show. More specifically, my mom actually signed me up for a talent show without me knowing until it was just a little too late. I was at the local mall and I chose to tell an array of jokes, all of which went down the drain when I went to speak. It turned into a 7-minute speech of my ums, buts, and uhs. And while this may not be all that important in this instance, maybe it could be your downfall in a job interview or something important like that. And I think having this speech to go off of and building these characters early on are very helpful. I think ultimately the best way to overcome this is just practice. And I think one thing that you can always think about when you're speaking to someone or conversating with anyone is to listen to them. Really make sure you're listening to exactly what they're saying. You're not just waiting for them to speak, or maybe even waiting for your turn to speak, but you're really conversating with them and making sure that they feel important, they feel what they're saying is interesting. The opposite of this is maybe talking to boring people. Like, the reason that they're boring is because they don't show interest in what you say and what you have to say. And I think that really hinders your ability to listen. And I think one way to get over this would be maybe wait until the speaker is done talking. Wait those few extra seconds to really make sure that they got everything in that they wanted to say, and then you can maybe make some remarks and even ask questions and show that you're interested. Ask questions, make some remarks, maybe something that they did in the past, and this really shows that you're interested and it really means a lot to them. Just as important is nonverbal communication. Really showing that you can speak in more ways than one, not just verbal. I read a book called, it was the 6 different forms of nonverbal communication. First was eye contact, really making sure that your audience knows you and that you're confident in what you're saying. And I think eye contact displays this very well. Paralanguage, gestures, and facial expressions really change the mood or tone of the speech. Maybe you could speed it up to build up to something, or you can slow it down to make something feel is very important. Facial expressions can really change the mood, or maybe you smile, maybe you're sad and try and make a sad tone. Clothing and environment create a sense of credibility and shows that you're professional and you speak professionally and you act professionally, and being in a professional environment makes them take you more seriously. With that in mind, try not to compare your situations to others. Try not to downplay what other people said. Try not to make yourself seem like the more bigger victim, or maybe the smarter person, the more competent person. It really makes the speaker feel like they're unimportant and just what they have to say is just not that valued. There was a study done, and most of it was concluded that students who felt that they weren't good at public speaking were those that didn't practice. They felt that they weren't in a social environment that let them become a better speaker. And that's going back to my original point, is just practice more often. Just keep practicing till you get it right. So that way when the time comes when you need to get it right, you're ready. Maybe even try practicing for a specific situation, just whether it's for a professor's speech or in front of a TED Talk, whatever it may be. It always helps to practice these situations and just be ready. I think some questions you can keep in mind to ask yourself about this is, first of all, does it downplay the speaker? Does your comment make the speaker feel like he's less than he is? Or maybe does it feel like you're the bigger victim? Are you using nonverbal communication? Are you using your hands? Are you using facial gestures? And are you maybe changing the tone? Are you really listening to what the speaker has to say, or are you just waiting for your turn to speak? I think this is very important, and it really makes the speaker feel valued. Are you asking questions and engaging with the conversation? Are you showing that you're engaged and you know what they're listening to? And asking questions shows that you're really engaged with what they have to say. I think these few things can go a long way and can really help you with whatever it has. And building this foundation early on will really help you, especially when it comes to something like job interviews or maybe speaking with your professor, even just friends and family. And with that being said, good luck speaking. And don't stop it yet. Wait one second. Yeah, I just gotta film the edit. One more time.
I have a question. How much is this worth again?